Consider not using any of the gadgets in the entire presentation. It is easy, right? How about making it an hour or a day, perhaps a week? Will it be as easy as not making it or using it in a 5-minute time? Surely it is not. In an era where mobile phones and communication and also media is an integral part of communication, it is impossible not to incorporate it in our daily actions. From the moment we wake up until the night we sleep, we continuously use media and our phones in checking our emails, chatting our friends, or even just watching television. In fact, in a survey conducted by the Report Linker, 75% of the people, of which 83% of them are millennials, use phones all day, all night without even turning it off. Those numbers are pretty astounding. Seeing those makes me wonder, how are we able to consume such enormous amount of time on a single subject? How is it possible? If you look at it in a simpler means, in a simpler perspective, it will actually look like this. And you may think that the situation is only applicable to the people belonging to an advanced community. Actually, it is not. It is also existent in the community where I belong. So just a brief backgrounder about this community. This is actually situated in a secluded area of Moncayo, which is located in Compostela Valley Province. So similar with other communities, actually they also have internet connections. But unlike other communities, their internet connections was not stable. So there are some areas of the community where there is an internet connection and there are areas where there is not. So as for the television, on the other hand, they also have televisions in some of their homes. But unlike other communities, their televisions have static disturbances and interferences, which actually means that some of the images of the television or in the televisions are often not clear. As for the mobile or using messaging through mobile cell phones and gadgets, it is also an arduous task sending a message from one person to another, because obviously the signal networks and of course signal problems. And it makes me wonder, how is it possible that media in general in this community are still very pronounced? Well, similar with other communities, advancing communities, of course it is because it is convenient. Not really the same convenience that other people in the advancing communities experience. Convenience in such a way that, of course, instead of going to the other side of the mountain to tell a person about a particular story, they'll just need to find a particular area in the community to send a message. It is actually quite fascinating to think that despite of not having much technological advancement in this community, the influences of media are still very pronounced. So from that, we can actually see how important and significant media plays in this community. However, despite of those benefits, despite of those conveniences brought by media in this community, there are of course some drawbacks that happen of course in this community. Such as, for example, my own observation and reflection was the propagation of the fake news. So most of the people in this community actually are unable to criticize a particular information they got from an internet or media in general. So they tend to passively react to information and knowledge they gather from internet. On the other hand, it also hinders their perspective or their perception on the reality in themselves and also their interaction with other people. Propagation of Western standards and foreign influences have influenced the community greatly in terms of beauty and body standards. Considering that there are tribes existing, it is important how media has affected the community greatly. I have seen a lot of people belonging to this tribe actually usually or commonly listens to foreign K-pop songs and others, and even wear and talk like Western in a Western way. So from that we can actually say how the ideology, the ruling ideology in the media and also the standards, the ruling standards in the media have influenced this particular community. Considering this, it can actually be a good ground of research when it comes to early stages of media and its effect in a community, its ideology, human interactions, and of course, how people perceive reality in accordance to the ideology that is being transmitted by the media. So from that, you can see how media influences every one of us, even in this community. However, despite of the advantages, the benefits, and the drawbacks the media has brought us, it is always important to consider that the influences of media always roots back on us, on how we deal and how we discipline ourselves in information and knowledge that we get from media. Because as we have known, every information and knowledge that we get from it always finds its way to reflect in our actions and our words. Thank you.